You see, sometimes you got to get real careful so they can really get what you're saying. I want to talk to the baby daddies out there. Yeah, you know, you all who like make up these babies and don't want to take care of them. You know what I'm saying, right? You remember when the girl call you and say, I know you're married, but are pregnant. Or this your real girlfriend or your wife, whatever, and you don't want to take care of the child. Now, the Bible can tell you a man that does not take care of his family is worse than an infidel. I'm going to tell you why. So you are robbing your child. You are robbing your baby mama. Kevin, how am I robbing them? Because when you impregnate them people children, you should have man up to take care of the child, with child support and so on. You didn't do it, right? But you're out there balling with other women, you're out there buying fancy cars, you're out there buying Air Force Ones and all of that. But haven't you noticed that you can't keep a job? Haven't you noticed that even though you don't take care of none of your children, you can't have no money? You can't save no money? Can't you see the law of restitution running its course in your life? Y'all better stay on this channel because you won't get these things in church. What you can hear, sow a seed and God can fix all this. No, Kevin giving you the rules. Kevin giving you the rules. Yes. Yeah, that child who you brought, who you assisted with in bringing this child into the world, and you don't pay for nothing. In fact, you went as far as the court to prove this child ain't yours. And even after they say the child belonged to you, you still playing the fool. But let me be clear to you. You think you robbing the child. You think you are playing games with the court, but the only one who was going, because remember, restitution means you got to pay more than what you originally were supposed to pay. So who you think will lose in the end? Huh? So all your life you lose. Now you in your 60s. Now you in your 70s. Ain't do squat for these children. Now you sick. Now you on hard time. You have no money. You're still living in a room in your ma house. Thank God she dead because you're going to get the house. Other than that, you have nothing. Did this happen by chance? No. Is this happening by accident? No. Is this happening because God hate this brother? No. This fool engaged laws that they weren't aware of when they made the decision to not pay their obligation. Is called the law of restitution or restoration. I trying to help somebody. I trying to help you. The Bible say a man who don't take care of his family is worse than an infidel. I couldn't understand that until I came up on these rules. Meaning that this fool don't understand, buddy, you hurting yourself. When you don't take care of your children, you are hurting you. There's a scripture, I think in Proverbs, that says that he that brings harm to his family or don't take care of them shall inherit the wind. What is the wind? I can't hold the wind. I can't contain it. In other words, what the scripture is saying is that you will have nothing in life. I love rules. I love laws. I love it. I don't think you understand. I love it. I love it. And that's what helps me live a good life because I'm guided by rules. I'm guided by laws and principles. I can do this and probably get away with it, but it can cost me down the road. I don't need that. No, what I need to do is sow the right seeds now to get a good and a right return. That's what I want. So let's go back to these scales. So Proverbs 11 verse 1 says, a false balance is an abomination to the Lord, but just weight is his delight. Okay, let's go to Proverbs chapter 20. I love this one here. Proverbs chapter 20, and we can look at verse 11. Sorry, verse 10. Proverbs chapter 20, verse 10, and then we can drop to verse 23. So Proverbs chapter 20, verse 10 says, diverse weight and diverse measures. Both of them are like abomination. So the word diverse means that these are unjust. So these scales that you have here are really, this here is wrong what you're doing. Because when we put this meat or whatever on here, oh, this $200. $200. How can it be $200 for this little piece of meat here? Because you have the scale rig. That's why. So the scripture says in Proverbs 20 verse 10, it says, diverse weight and diverse measures, meaning stuff that has been rigged, set up for you, the consumer, to lose. It says both of them are like an abomination. God hates this. He hate robbers. He hate people that steal. He despise them. So the scripture says. Let's go to verse 23 of the same Proverbs 20. Proverbs 23 says, divers weight are an abomination unto the Lord, and a false balance is not good. In other words, he's saying, buddy, I know you think you win big. I know you're saying, boy, I had me 20 customers this week. They came to fix their car, and most of them were women. You know, they don't know nothing but no car. They came and said, this car wasn't working. Like it's just doing this sputtering. And all it was a matter of me, them taking out the oxygen sensor, not even replacing it, putting some WD-40, blowed it off and putting it back in and everything going fine again. Oh, ma'am, this, boy, I hate to tell you this. Your whole transmission gone. But that ain't even the bad part. The cattle converters and he know you don't know nothing but no car. And I would, listen, you see the windshield wipers here? Well, anyway, this connected to the intergalactic sensor. And what that is that come right underneath the transmission. So if that don't click in right, then you got to replace all of this. That you're looking at a good $4,500 right now, you know. But because it's you know, and I could see you're a single mother, things are tough, and I would feel like a sinner to charge you all of that. So rather than charging you $4,500, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put you in a payment plan.